Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be your MC for this event. My name's Kurt Bartholomew, but you all know me as Sonic. We're here at Skydive, Arizona for the 2025 FAI Canpy Piloting World Cup. Day one of competition. The honor is in the air. The excitement's going to be happening any second. So let me explain today's event. Today's event is the speed course. So what we have out on the pond, which is like crystally smooth, so very light winds, which is great. So the course, it's a 70-meter carving course. It's about a 75-degree carve. As you can see behind me, there are the buoys that are 1.5 meters high. So the objective of this round is for the swoopers to enter the gates below the buoys, stay below the 5 different buoys, and run this 70-meter course to the end. We're going to have a digital readout of their score, how many seconds they're taking and what their rankings are going to be. And we have Mary Lou, the FAI bronze medalist, walking in front of me. I love you, Mary Lou. Mary Lou, everybody. Absolutely fab. So we're going to be seeing some canopies in the air in a few minutes. And again, we have absolutely perfect weather. A lot of us got here about 5 in the morning to set up. Whee! But again, now that we're live, I want to give some shout outs to the Skydive Arizona staff. Absolutely incredible what they're doing. And all the judges that are here, the staff that's here, I can't tell you how many people are needed to run an event that we're going to be presenting to you guys live today. Especially even the owner, Sean Hill. This guy's been running around like a chicken without his head. He's getting air blades. He's getting things set up. I personally want to thank Sean Hill for what he's done for this event. We have our meet director, Randy Connell, who's watching with a close eye. And we're going to be bringing you live action as soon as we see canopies in the air. So stay tuned and cheer on your favorite competitor. I tell you, these Arizona mornings, watching the sunrise, the colors are incredible. The moon is crystal clear. There is a slight breeze, the slightest of breeze. This is what competitors want, perfect conditions. But as the sun starts to rise a little bit more, the heat starts to come up, things change, and that's where things can get a little bit difficult. But again, the objective of this event is to run this speed course and stay below the buoys for the 70 meters of the 75-degree carving course as fast as they can. I believe the world record is somewhere in the 1.8 range, 1.6. Hey, real quick, as he's walking past me, Andrew Dutoy, the chief judge. So the world record for speed is currently
1.6 something. There's our man right over there, world record holder.
Gonçalo Ricen from Portugal is the current world record holder. 169. 1691.
That's it, 1691.
And he did that last year in Pretoria at the World. Oh, in Dubai. That was Dubai. I apologize. In Dubai. Absolutely incredible. So we're going to see some serious excitement because yesterday's practice runs, there were a couple people in the 1.8 range. So we're going to have some really exciting scores. And again, to all the competitors, please stay safe. All right, man. I'm going to go into the studio, and I'm going to see you from the studio.
Como un mal vecino.
Tener un accidente ya es bastante malo. No tienes que luchar solo contra las compañías de seguro. Seguiremos luchando hasta que obtengamos justicia. Nunca estás solo. Nosotros siempre estamos en tu esquina. Con abogado más chingón, luchamos por ti.
right. Sonic here in the studio. Also want to give a quick shout out to our stream team. Charles came all the way from South Africa to bring you this production. So today, first load from Italy, Roberto Sadi, Germany, Tobias Ko, Israel, Nikolai Permanov, Austria, Trevor Souter, and Great Britain, Chris Cook. Hey everybody again, I'm Sonic from Skydive, Arizona for the 2025 Canpy Piloting World Cup. You can see the course behind me. Looks absolutely incredible. The competitors should be having some really great runs. All right, everybody. So we just heard 3 whistles, which indicates jumpers are out of the plane. We're going to be seeing some action live soon. These competitors are exiting from roughly 5,000 feet. (6,500) 6,500 feet. That little extra altitude's sort of nice. I tell you, Skydive, Arizona, got a lot of planes taking off, a lot of action. One of the biggest, best drop zones in the world. First competitor coming in is from Italy, Roberto Sadi. Again, we're going to hear a whistle from one of the course people that indicates that a competitor is going to be starting his turn to enter the course. Again, 70 meters long, 75 degree angle, 1.5 meter high buoys. They must stay below all of the buoys. Also being used are these what we call breakaway buoys. You can see on the far side, on the inside of the course, is what we call the breakaway buoys. All right, great view. I'm currently sitting in Donna said the audio is wacky, but all right. First competitor about to enter the course, again from Italy, Roberto Sadi. Here we got the action going, starting the competition. Coming in clean, staying below all the buoys, and looking like a 3.09. Solid first round. Here we go. Next up from Germany, Tobias Koh. Ooh, we did not hear the little buzzer on the first gate, which is a potential vertical. Again, everything that I'm saying real quick is unofficial scores. So even though I'm calling stuff out, they are technically unofficial. Next up, Nikolai Permanov from Israel. Which whistle from the judges, meaning he's going to be entering the course. Also, we did not hear a buzzer from that first gate. So this is a possible vertical. All right. After Nikolai is now Austria, Trevor Sauter from Austria, or Australia. I apologize, Australia. Coming in clean, we hear the beep. Hear the second beep. 3.853. All right. We see that a buoy was knocked down. We have our people in the water putting those knockdown buoys back. Those are what we call safety precautions. This is where the people carving through that course, if they hit it with their canopies doing 80, 90 miles an hour, it could be not good. So I believe some of the people that developed these breakaway buoys are here. I know Kurt Bartholomew had some doing of that, so we thank him for making this sport safer. All right, next coming in should be from Great Britain, Chris Cook. Say again? Oh. Sorry. I apologize. Chris Cook is not going to be competing. All right. So probably coming around on the second pass. The next 5 competitors are going to be from the USA. Logan Maples, Sergeant First Class Logan Maples. Also from the USA, Qua, and also Lee Sibileski. And then from Germany, Nico Vidder. And from Australia, Marcus Brown. All right, single whistle means a competitor's coming in. From the USA, Logan Maples. Staying behind all 2.87 so far, the fastest run. Sergeant First Class Logan Maples. Great job from the Golden Knights. Next from USA is Qua. Hearing the whistle. Should be entering the gate any second. Heard the first beep. Second beep, a 3.369 for a Qua from the USA. Next up behind him will be Lee Sibileski from the USA as well. The sound of these canopies coming down is absolutely awesome. Here he enters the gate. Exit gate. Looking like we had a 4.79. There's that score. What I'm reading from. All right. Next from Germany, Nico Wilter. And for everybody back home, I'm doing my best on pronunciation, so bear with me. All right, here comes Nico from Germany. Hearing the first beat. Second beat. 4.1 for Nico. And it's okay if they actually don't fly through that last gate. They can actually land and kite their canopy through that last gate for their score. Despite there looking like not much wind on the ground, sometimes there's a little more wind at the 1,000 feet when they're starting their turn. All right, next up from Great Britain, Joe Mann. Oh, looks like Joe might have missed that first gate. All right. Next up from Germany will be Felix Maul. Oh, that was, oh, sorry, I apologize. That last competitor was Marcus Brown. I apologize. Sort of sitting under the tent in the studio, can't look up and see what's happening.
Load call. Competition load 2, you guys are on a 5-minute call. Competitors 31.
I can't see anything. I can't. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, it was announced on the radio. I didn't know you didn't know about that.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm hearing conflicting reports. Someone saying he wants to come down.
Yeah. All right. Plane circling above. Going to be letting out some more competitors. Single whistle. That means competitors going to be entering the course. So we currently have from Great Britain, Joe Mann is coming through the course now. Ooh, coming in fast. 2.62. Hey, fellas. All right, next up from Germany, Felix coming through the course. All right, here comes Felix. We hear the first beep, second beep, with a score of 3.46. All right. All right, next up from USA, Forrest Frizzle. Doing his multiple turns. Nice and deep, setting up safe, getting all the way through the course. 4.55 for Forrest. All right. Next behind Forrest is going to be from Australia. Heath Baird from Australia. All right, entering the course. He's set up pretty deep. He's definitely going to get the gates. Going to have a safe score here. Running through the back end of the course, 4.5. 4.5 for Heath. Next coming into the course from Finland, Jesse Salmanoja. Jesse coming into the course. Looks good through the first gate, touching a little water. It's okay that they touch the water. That's not a deduction or anything. It's just going to slow them down. So that was Jesse. All right. Next 5 competitors, the next 5 coming in will be Brian Buffalo from the USA, Clement Brassaud from France, Bakhtanal from India, David, help me out with this one, David Lobelsberger from Austria, and then Blake Probst from Australia are our next 5 competitors. Seems like the wind's coming a bit out of the south. You can see the air blades. You know, having a little bit of a headwind, obviously is going to slow the competitors down. Between each load, we're going to have a little downtime, and as much as I want to talk, I need to save my voice for the next 4 days. All right, we heard a single whistle. That means we got a competitor entering the course. Brian Buffalo from the USA. First beep, enter the gate. Fast beep, 3.81 for Brian Buffalo. Behind him from France is going to be Clement Brissaud. All right, coming in from France, Clement. This French team, they've been training all week. They're 2.91 for Clement. They've been having some really great runs, looking really smooth. Next up, starting his skydiving career at Skydive the Ranch in Gardner, New York, from India, Bhaktanal. Bhakta needs to stay below those buoys. He can still run it out. Get a score of 5.6. Again, we're not sure if he verted. Again, they must stay below those buoys the entire course. All right, from Austria, coming in is David. All right. Clean through the first gate. Out the last gates, 3.86 for David from Austria. Lobelsberger. Yeah. All right, so last up of this group, from Australia, Blake Probst. All right, Blake from Australia. Again, once we hear that single whistle, we know that they're starting their turn and entering the course. Again, some feedback from people at home saying the audio is a little off. We're working on it. Again, we were here at 5 in the morning, setting stuff up in the dark, doing the best we can. All right, single whistle from Australia, Blake. Onto his toggles, off the rears, a little bit slow through the course. Hope he stays dry. Get up, he can run it out, run it out, run it out. Keep going. Oh, if the canopy touches the ground, yeah, so again, if they, even though they land on the ground, they could still kite the canopy, keeping it above them. They can run out of the course, but once the canopy touches the ground, it's a null score. All right, next group up, from the USA, Patrick Kessler, Ben Drew, from France, Anton Constantini, from Australia, Aaron Fells, and from Canada, Samuel Gauss. Walking in front of the studio, USPA Executive Director Albert Birchtold, here to cover the action. So that was the first.
Just so you know, from a helping you point of view,
Chief Judge Andrew Dutoya was just here explaining that we're going to have 4 passes. Again, 5 people per pass, so 20 people on the plane, so 4 groups. And then there'll be a little bit of a lull in the action. As you can see, a lot of the judges coming off their post. They convene under their judge's tent to talk about how things are going. And we're going to be back to the action shortly. There they are. You can sort of see how many judges it. Yeah.
Como un mal vecino. Tener
un accidente ya es bastante malo.
No tienes que luchar solo contra las compañías de seguro.
Seguiremos luchando.
Hasta que obtengamos justicia.
Nunca estás solo.
Nosotros siempre estamos en tu esquina.
Con abogado más chingón,
Luchamos por ti.
So where are the scores being posted? Oh, in Times Square. Yeah. All right. Skydive, Arizona. Yep. Yeah. Ready? I can't say it here. You know why? Because they're not there. Right? If I say, hey, the people already watching are already there. So I can't tell people to go there. Well, just, hey everybody. As you can see with the live feed, we're showing the scores from intimescoring.com. Intimescoring.com is where the scores are going to be posted live as the action is happening. And for everybody asking where the feeds are, the live feed is on YouTube. Look up FAI 2025 Canpy Piloting World Cup. Yes. All right, all right. For everybody at home, real quick, intimescoring.com is where you can see the scores. Also, it's day one. We were here at 5 in the morning setting up the production. We're working out the kinks. We had some crackles, now hopefully not. We had a hot mic. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. This isn't NBC, ABC. This is the stream team, and we're working it out. So thank you for bearing with us. But I just heard 3 whistles, which again indicates jumpers out of the plane. And next in this first pass, 5 competitors: Patrick Kessler from the USA, Ben Drew, USA, and Antoine Constantini from France, Aaron Fells from Australia, and Samuel Gowles from Canada. Again, we have a beautiful conditions here at Skydive, Arizona. The winds have slightly picked up, only probably 2 to 3 meters per second. Super light winds, beautiful conditions. It is out of the south though, which is going down the course. All right, that single whistle means a competitor is going to be coming in. Patrick Kessler from the USA. Coming in fast, little deep, low in the gates, solid run through. 2.71, Patrick Kessler. All right, another single whistle means Ben Drew from the USA is going to be entering the course. There he is on his turn. Snaps it around. Good entrance. Good exit. 2.32 for Ben Drew. All right, next entering the course, Antoine Constantini from France. Deep. Welcome back, everybody. Sonic here at Skydive, Arizona for the 2025 FAI Canopy Piloting World Cup. We had to cut the feed, standard protocol when we're doing a live feed. If there's anybody injured, we are going to cut the live feed. The competitor is in great spirits. He's doing well, but we will cut the live feed if there's any injuries of any kind. So we're back in the action. The plane is in the air. We have two rejumps happening. We have Ben Drew from the USA doing a rejump. During his run, there was some issues with the laser system and timing system, so he's getting a rejump, as well as Trevor Souter from Australia. Trevor had an inner buoy down as he ran through the course, so again, they're able to get a rejump. Rare to happen, but some occasions it happens, and these sensors and things that we have out there don't work perfectly all the time, and that's why we have rejumps. So prior to the next pass, Ben Drew from the USA and Trevor Souter from Australia are going to be on their own pass for their rejumps. Once we get past them, the next group is going to be, next 5 competitors after that will be Sean Haysom from Australia, Rico Healy from Australia, Jeannie Bartholomew from the USA, Martin Reynolds from Great Britain, and Boris Grozev from Bulgaria. You could see out on the pond from this great view from the top of the conics of this course. You could tell by the ripples on the pond, the winds picked up a little bit more, which again is not favorable for the competitors. And you know, that's just one of those things. Sometimes
Competition load 4, you're on a 15-minute call, 15 minutes for comp load 4. That's 12, 14, 11, 13, 10, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 1, 3, 2, and 4. 15 minutes, competition load 4.
sorry about that. We also have our live manifest. Wendy is going to be calling live manifest. So every now and then, since that is priority for the competitors, I'm going to stop talking. But right now you can see some scores posted. But for the official scores, you can go to intimescoring.com. Just find the event, the FAI 2025 Canopy Piloting World Cup. It'll be easy to find. And then you can see the listings of all the scores. We're going to have each event speed, distance, zone accuracy, and then the overall, so you can just follow there at intimescoring.com. And for those also out there, again, share the YouTube live feed. Obviously, to tell you, you're already watching, but your friends, your family, other skydivers that would like to watch, please share the YouTube link for this live event. Yeah, the breeze is definitely picking up. We could see those air blades moving pretty good now. And what I was sort of saying is sometimes it's just the luck of the draw as a competitor. Sometimes the earlier competitors in that perfectly still morning air have a little advantage. But hey, this is a weather sport, and sometimes it's the luck of the draw of when you're going. All right, back in the studio. Yeah, a lot of you think this is great. So I hope you're enjoying these production from Charles from the stream team. Also want to thank some of our sponsors that you see on the screen, from Skydive Arizona, the host, to Abogado Maschingon. I met Anthony last night. What a great guy. As well as UPT, the maker of the Mutant Harness, the most advanced canopy piloting harness on the planet. And then also the sanctioned FAI event. All right. I hear the plane above. Again, when we hear 3 whistles, that means competitors are out of the plane. And then a single whistle as they start their turn to enter the course. There's those 3 whistles. They're out of the plane. Since I'm in studio, which I can't see what's going on above me, So I'm relying on the action around me. Judges are in place. Competitors are under the competitors' tent watching. All right. Again, first two competitors are going to be Ben Drew from the USA and then Trevor Souter from Australia with their rejumps. All right, here we go. Heard the whistle. We're going to have Ben Drew entering the course shortly. Here he is on his turn. Snaps it around. In line. Transitions to the toggles, but still a good score. 3.39. All right, good rejump for Ben Drew. Next in is Trevor Souter from Australia. We have the single whistle, meaning the starting their turn. Here he comes. Seems to be a little tight on the course. Trevor with a solid run, 3.31. Good rejump for Trevor from Australia. All right, so back to our standard groups, which we have. The next group is Sean Haysom, Rico Healy, Jeannie Bartholomew, Martin Reynolds, great from the Great Britain, and Boris Grozov from Bulgaria. All right. Whistle coming in. Sean Haysom from Australia. Flying in fast. Speed run. Ooh. Looks like a, not sure, he might have been a vert on one of those mid gates. Again, they must stay below the 1.5 meter course of all the buoys. All right, coming in next, Rico Healy from Australia. Coming in, looking fast. Really good. 2.67. All right, good run from Rico Healy from Australia. Next up, one of the two female competitors. We have Jeannie Bartholomew. And we also have Cornelia Miha, the other female competitor. But Jeannie Bartholomew from the USA, looking good, starting deep in the course, keeping her foot down, staying below the course. 2.947. You can see she sort of reached her foot down, knowing that she must stay below those 1.5 meter buoys. Great heads up there from Jeannie from the USA. Behind her is going to be coming Martin Reynolds from Great Britain. All right, here he is in his turn. Snaps it around, brings it on course. Looking good, keeping his foot down. 2.854 for Martin Reynolds from Great Britain. Very nice run.
Load call. Competition load 4, you are on a 5-minute call. 5 minutes for comp load 4. Competitors 12, 14, 11, 13, 10, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 1, 4, 2, and 3. 5 minutes. Comp load 4.
All right, here they're playing above us. Next group of 5 competitors: Jared Matthews, Justin Price, Jesse Wire, Roz Malka, Zach Rosser. All right, coming in, Jared Matthews from Australia. Fast run, 2.80. Looking good, Jared Matthews from Australia. Coming in next, JP, Justin Price from the USA. The athlete who did the competitors, very unique competitors pledge. Had his own music and everything. He is one of the many characters within our sport. We love JP. A new dad. They had their kid a little while ago, and he's super stoked. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's hard. I can't see anything. All right, so we actually have Jared Matthews from Australia coming in next. Again, being in studio, I can't look up to see what's happening. Having some help from some of the competitors. All right, single whistle means they're entering the course. Jared Matthews from Australia. In his turn. Snapping around, getting in line. Looking good, keeping his foot low, staying below the course. 3.085 it looked like. You can see that digital score pop up at the bottom so you can see it along with me. Again, these are the unofficial scores technically. We want to give you viewers at home an idea of what type of runs these competitors are having. All right, now Justin Price, JP. Starting up high. Some of these guys are starting their turns well above 1,000 feet. Snaps it in. Oh man, he sounds fast. He's got his orange shoes. Oh man, that's got to be the fastest run so far. 2.428. Definitely the fastest run so far. JP, Justin Price. All right, coming in behind him, Jesse Wire from the USA. Jesse's last year's competition. Oh, here he comes. I love these shoes. Looking good. Jesse Wire. 2.471. Some really good runs right there for Team USA, Justin and Jesse. Next, coming in from Israel, Raz Malka from Israel. There's Raz on his turn. Snaps it around. Little deep. Little off on his course. Might have missed that first gate. Yes. That's okay. Safe landing is good. Maybe a little gravel in the helmet, but he's okay. All right, behind him, Zach Rosser. I want to apologize to the Rosser family. Last year in Pretoria, I kept saying Rosner. I didn't have my glasses with me, but it's Zach Rosser from Australia. Starting his turn. Snapping it around. Good in the gates, good through the course. 2.978 for Zach Rosser. I saw Zach earlier and I said, hey, Zach, sorry I messed up your name. He's like, no, keep calling me Rosner. I'm like, no, Zach Rosser from Australia. Good run, Zach. Again, you can see some scores on the screen, but for the official scores, you go to intimescoring.com, intimescoring.com. All right, single whistle. That means we have Miles Cotman from Australia coming in. Here comes Miles, sounding really fast. Got to keep his foot below it. Not sure. Might have had a vertical on a buoy. So, a vert means a score of a 0. Tough one for Miles. Next up, Abdurrahman Al-Sashim from Kuwait. Abdurrahman, all right. Coming in next. Coming in fast. Oh, yeah. Deep, 2.639. Fast score for Abdurrahman. Behind him is going to be Gerard Burnside from France. Another view of the pond. Conditions seem to be very similar. Hearing that whistle. Snapping his turn, coming onto course. Gerard. Again, Team France, 2.669. Team France has been looking very good. Excellent run for Gerard. Coming in next, Stefan Bergstrom from Sweden. Here comes Stefan, snaps it around, brings it on course, straight to toggles. Through the course, 3.5 run. Most of these competitors are staying on their rear risers. It helps with their speed. Sometimes when they transition to toggles, it's them needing to pull out of their turn to keep it safe, to have a safe run. So Stefan Bergstrom from Sweden. Next up, Lamberto from Costa Rica, representing the FAI. Lamberto. All the way through. 3.84 score. Good run for Lamberto. All right, that's the end of that load. So we're going to have a little commercial break to then go to our next or last load for round 1 of speed.
Como un mal vecino.
Tener un accidente ya es bastante malo. No tienes que luchar solo contra las compañías de seguro. Seguiremos luchando hasta que obtengamos justicia. Nunca estás solo. Nosotros siempre estamos en tu esquina. Con abogado más chingón, luchamos por ti.
All right, people, back to the action. Again, we're going to have a little bit of a lull in between each plane load. So, enjoy the commercials, enjoy the time, go grab a drink, go to the bathroom, but we're back to the action. This next group is going to be Cedric Rios from France, Gonzalo Resen from Portugal, Lou Renkai from the UAE, V Prib from the USA, and Cornelia Mija from the UAE as well. Cornelia is the other female in this competition, her and Jeannie, the only two. And let me tell you, just because they're women doesn't mean anything. They are incredible pilots. They are top-ranked pilots. They are absolutely awesome. We have definitely seen a little change in the conditions. The winds have picked up, and again, not in favor for the competitors. You can see the air blades and flags moving pretty good. You can see the ripples on the pond, and but this is what you have in weather sports. Everybody cannot have the same conditions. So like I was saying earlier, it's a little bit luck of the draw of when you're competing. All right, single whistle means Cedric from France. He's a big boy. He's going to be coming in hot. I can tell you that right now. Here he comes. Just the sound is incredible. First gate. Last gate. Staying below. 2.3. Wow. Probably the fastest run right now. Awesome. But current.
44, 40, 41, 42, 43, 37, 38, 35, 39, and 36, 10 minutes, comp load 5.
All right, Gonzalo Resen, the current world record holder for speed, 2.302. Wow, fast runs for these guys. Gonzalo has great blue hair, man. I love his look. Current speed record holder. Next up from the UAE, Lou Renkai. All right, starting his turn. Bringing it around. He's a little deep. It's a little deep in the course. Coming through. Going to have a clean run, though. 3.134 for Lou Renkai from the UAE. Next up from USA, V Prib. All right. V coming into the course. Moving pretty good. Staying low. Keep that foot down. Up. 3.056. Again, these are unofficial scores. He might have had a vert on that, but we're not sure. Last in this group, again, the other female, Cornelia Mija from the UAE. Coming in, she's running fast, staying below. 2.53 for Cornelia. Really fast run. And again, unofficial scores. I can't tell if they verted or not. Official scores will be posted at intimescoring.com. Intimescoring.com will have the official scores. Next group up, next 5 swoopers. Shane Schaefer from the UAE, Aurélien Lemaire from France, Kevin Tetcher from France, Shane Onus.
Competition load 5. This is your 5-minute call. 5 minutes for comp load 5. Competitors 51, 52, 50, 53, 47, 45, 46, 49, 48, 44, 40, 41, 42, 43, 37, 38, 35, 39, and 36. 5 minutes, competition load 5.
All right, back here. Hey, every now and then I might stop talking. We have Manifest calling out the loads. Manifest is priority, so the competitors know what load they're on. So every now and then if I just stop talking, it's because Manifest is making the calls. But again, the next group coming in now, Shane Schaefer from the UAE. All right, snaps his turn around. A little deep in the course. Staying below the buoys. 2.85 for Shane Schaefer from the UAE. Behind him coming in next, Aurélien Lemaire. Aurélien's one of those Faceted skydivers, also has been on the 8-way French national team. All right. I'm in the studio and I can feel the wind picking up. Aurelian through the course, 2.925, I believe, unofficial score for Aurelian. Behind him, next is going to be Kevin Techer, also from France. All right, he comes on his turn, lining up with the course. Sounds fast. 2.875 for Kevin Techer. Again, being in the studio, just hearing them as they come out of their turn, and you hear that. It's just awesome to hear. You can sort of tell how fast they're coming through. Next up, Shane Onis from Australia. Shane, really fun competitor. He's always smiling. Let's see how he does on this run. Coming in, Shane Onis. Solid run. Really good run. 2.7 for Shane Onis from Australia. Behind him is one of two brothers, Mario Fatarusso from Italy. I love these brothers. I started jumping with my brother, so I have an affection for these two. Here comes Mario. These guys were really fast on their practice runs. Oh yeah, staying below. Solid run from Mario, 2.733. Good run for Mario, which ends that group's jump. So next 5 competitors, there's Mario, part of the PD Flight 1 team. All right, next up, 5 competitors are going to be Kurt Bartholomew, current world champion from the USA. Juho Mantai from Finland. Abdubari Kubasi from the UAE, and the other Fatarusso brother, Armando from Italy, is going to be the last group of this round. Round 1 of speed. And once that last group is done, we're going right back to the top and starting all over. Again, there are 3 rounds per event. All right, I hear a whistle. Kurt Bartholomew, current world champion. His runs were insanely fast yesterday. Here he comes. Looking solid. Low in the gates. Super fast. 2.317. I think that's the current fastest time. But no, maybe Cedric might have been a little bit faster. All right. Juho from Finland is coming in next. All right, Juho with his Finland colored canopy. Looking good. Solid run. 2.7 for Juho Mantlija from Finland. Behind him is Abdulbari Kubasi from the UAE. Talk about fun. Abdulbari, man, he is nothing but smiles and cheers, and he does this sort of woohoo that gets everybody fired up. So Abdulbari from Kubasi from UAE coming in next. Single whistle, competitor about to enter the course. Here he is, a little off his line, had to straighten it out. Looking solid, staying below the gates, 2.622. Solid run for Abdulbari. Last for this load, Armando Fatarusso from Italy. I know the two brothers are always pushing each other and being competitive, so let's see how he does compared to Mario. All right, single whistle. We're going to get a shot on him now. Here he comes out of his, snapping around his turn. Looking solid on his line. Ooh, really nice run. Armando, 2.641 for Armando Fatoruso from Italy. Really solid run. Awesome. And I just want to give a shout out. If you look at the bottom left screen, you see our camera guy in his red jacket. We have a million cameras around here getting all the action. And Juan Marino is out there on the tripod filming everything. There's Juan. Hey, Juan, give a wave over here, pal. There he is. He's going to be sitting out in the sun for the next 5 days. Let me tell you something, people. That ain't easy. So thank you to Juan Marino for being our cameraman. Thanks, buddy. You rock. Little break in the action. As we're going to continue on to round 2 of speed. Again, intimescoring.com for all the official scores. intimescoring.com. All right, back from our break, back to the action. Again, this is now round 2, so we're starting from the top. So again, starting for the first group, we have Roberto, Tobias, Nikolai, Trevor. First group, round 2 of speed. Conditions have definitely picked up. I don't have the wind meter in front of me to see what it currently is, just to give you people at home an idea. But you could look at the pond from that view that you're seeing, the ripples on the pond. And we know the competitors are out. Again, single whistle means they're going to be entering the course. And first starting with Roberto from Italy. Wind conditions have definitely picked up, which just means potentially slower speeds through the course as it is a headwind coming out of the south. Again, this is a 70-meter course, carving course, 75-degree carving with a 1.5 meter high buoys that they must stay below. For those of you just tuning in to understand how the speed round works. Single whistle means a competitor about to enter the course. Roberto Sadi from Italy. Through the first gate, 3.5 for Roberto. Coming in behind him from Germany is Tobias Koh. All right, here comes Tobias. Coming in. Good run for Tobias, 2.93. I have to tell you, in this wind condition, that's anything sub 3 seconds is a solid run. Next group. Coming in from the USA, Sergeant First Class Logan Maples from the Golden Knights. Then Kwa Win, Lee Sibileski. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry, that's not Logan. Who was that? Okay, Nikolai. Sorry, that was Nikolai coming in. Apologize for the mess up again in studio. I can't look up to see who's coming in. And then we have Trevor, who had a rejump. So Trevor's coming in for round 2 here. Trevor Souter from Australia. 3.764. Apologize for any out of order naming. Again, being in studio, it's hard to look up to see who's in the air. So now the second group of load of round 2. This next group again will be Logan Maples, Kwa Win, Lee Sibileski, Nico Vilter, Marcus Brown are the next 5 competitors. These windy conditions, if they pick up, sometimes in this desert heat we have dust devils. So it gets really, really tricky out here. All right, we got a whistle for Logan Maples from the Golden Knights, USA. Coming in deep, sounding fast. Staying below the buoys. Solid run for Logan Maples, 2.669. Good run for Logan Maples.
Load call. Competition load 6. You're on a 10-minute call. 10-minute call for comp load 6. Competitors 31, 34, 33, 32, 25, 26, 28, 27, 29, 21, 23, 22, 24, 20, 15, 19, 16, 17, and 18. 10 minutes comp load 6.
Sorry, folks. Had a manifest call. Had to let the competitors know their qual came through. But now Lee Sebeliski from the USA. Good run there for Lee, 3.231. Next up from Germany, Nico Wilter. All right, single whistle. Here's Nico from Germany. Turning on to his line. Just made that first gate. 4.679 for Nico. Again, these wins are giving the competitors a hard time. Next up, Marcus Brown from Australia. All right. Marcus, Australia, coming in. Hoping not to get wet. And, and a little entertainment, a little splashdown for Marcus Brown from Australia. Again, these headwinds are giving these competitors a rough time. Not the best, but this is where the skills come into play. You got to know when to bring your approach a little bit closer to the course. Keep your speed up a little bit. All right, let's talk about the next group coming in for round 2 of speed. We have Joe Mann from Great Britain, Felix Maul from Germany, Forrest Frizzle from the USA, Heath Baird, Australia, and Jesse Salmanoia from Finland. That's our next group coming in shortly, so keep watching. Eyes to the sky. All right, heard a whistle. Joe Mann from Great Britain. Here he comes. 2.55. I tell you, Joe Mann flying one of those UPT mutant harnesses, really showing the advantage of that system. Next up, Felix from Germany.
Competition load 6. You are on a 5-minute call. 5 minutes for comp load 6. Competitors 31, 34, 33, 32, 25, 26, 28, 27, 29, 21, 23, 22, 24, 20, 15, 19, 16, 17, and 18. 5 minutes competition load 6. Go ahead and head to the track.
All right, next coming in, Forrest Frizzle from the USA. All right, Forrest, 4-second run. Behind him coming in next, Heath Baird from Australia. Heath coming in, switching to toggles. 3.886 for Heath. Last in this group, Jesse Salmanoia from Finland. All right, here comes Jesse. We didn't hear the tone from the laser detector on the first buoy, so that's a potential vertical for Jesse. All right, last group from this load for round 2. We have Brian Buffalo from USA, Clement Brissaud from France, Bakhtanal from India, David from Austria, and Blake from Australia. All right, last group of this plane load coming in, Brian Buffalo from the USA. Solid run from Brian, 3.003 it looked like. Behind him, Clement Brissaud from France. All right. Again, this French team, they've been looking really good. Another solid run. 2.762 potentially for Clement from France. All right, next up, Bakhtanal from India. Bakhta going to his toggles. He can still kite it and run its way through, keep the canopy above the ground. Yeah, Bakhta, 4.9, but a good score. All right, behind him is David Lobelsberger from Austria. All right, here comes David. Through the course, transferred toggles, a little, made it through though. These winds are getting tricky for sure, giving these competitors a hard time. You can see the waves on the water. Last in for this group is Blake Propsty from Australia. All right, single whistle. Blake from Australia about to enter the course. There he is. A little off on his course. Was flying over the entire course, so a vertical for Blake. All right, so that's the end of that plane load. We still have 2 more plane loads. So a slight little break in the action. Be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Como un mal vecino.
Tener un accidente ya es bastante malo. No tienes que luchar solo contra las compañías de seguro. Seguiremos luchando
hasta que obtengamos justicia.
Nunca estás solo.
Nosotros siempre estamos en tu esquina.
Con abogado más chingón,
Luchamos por ti.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to the action. Next load is up. They're about to exit. Next group is Patrick Kessler, USA, Ben Drew, USA, Antoine Constantini from France, Aaron Fells from Australia. So the winds have picked up. Chief Judge Andrew Tutoy was over here explaining that the maximum allowed speed limit is 7 meters per second. And they also consider turbulence. But right now we are having a pretty good gust. You can see the judges under the tent there discussing what's going to be happening. Again, for the competitors, sometimes this is the luck of the draw of when you are. A lot of them like to be first because they know that morning air is going to be still and quiet so they can have a good run. Unfortunately for them right now, the winds are out of the south going down the course. Also the direction is coming over the packing tent, the manifest tent, which is creating a lot of turbulence. I'm listening to some competitors next to me saying how in the last 15 meters they're going to get a little bit of a dropout. So let's see how this action goes for Patrick Kessler from the USA. .085, really good score in these conditions for Patrick Kessler. Behind him, Ben Drew from the USA. All right, Ben Drew. In the course, you can even see how his Canpy was reacting to the turbulence. It's moving around a lot. These competitors are really dealing with some tough conditions. All right, from France, Antoine Constantini. All right, entering the course. Again, really dealing with difficult conditions. All right. Aaron Fells from Australia. Coming in next from Australia, Aaron Fells.
Low call. Competition load 7, running 10-minute call. 10 minutes, comp load 7. Competitors 12, 14, 11, 13, 10, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 1, 4, 2, and 3. 10 minutes, competition load 7.
All right, next group coming in. We have Sean Haysom from Australia, Rico Healy from Australia, Jeannie Bartholomew from the USA, Martin Reynolds, Great Britain, and Boris Grozov from Bulgaria. All right, here in the single whistle. So coming in next, Sean Haysom from Australia. Sounding fast. Yeah, solid run, 2698. Great run in these conditions for Sean Haysom from Australia. Next behind him, Rico Healy from Australia as well. Richo. Shane Owen is correcting me, Richo. Sorry, Richo. Here you come, buddy. I don't know if you can see at home, but you're watching those canopies bounce and dance. That's the turbulence that these guys are dealing with. Really difficult conditions again. But Richo Healy from Australia, good run. Next up, Kurt Bartholomew from the USA. Jeannie coming in. She loves her pink shoes. Good run for Jeannie. 2.95, a sub 3 second in these conditions. Again, really good run. Behind her coming in, Martin Reynolds from Great Britain. All right, Martin Reynolds about to enter the course. All right. 3-1 for Martin Reynolds. Last in this group, Boris Grozev from Bulgaria. All right, next group coming in, Jared Matthews from Australia. All right, Jared Matthews. Behind him, JP Justin Price from USA. We're trying to get the wind meter to be displayed so we all have an idea of how fast we're actually looking at.
Load call. Competition load 7, you're on a 5-minute call, 5 minutes per comp load, 7 competitors, 12, 14, 11, 13, 10, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 1, 4, 2, and 3, 5 minutes for competition load 7.
I think this is Jared Matthews coming in now.
Thank you. Sorry, the last group there, the last competitor was Boris from Bulgaria. Again, being in the studio, can't look up, can't see exactly who we got coming in. But so now, coming through the course, Jared Matthews from Australia. Nice in the course. A little hard on his rears. Good run. 3.297. For Jared Matthews. Now coming into the course, Justin Price coming up next. Again, great footage from our Juan Marino out on the field here. Standing in the sun all day. JP, Justin Price, pretty pink shoes. Going fast. 2.376. Wow. Really solid run from Justin Price from the USA. Coming in behind him, Jesse Wire, USA. Jesse also has some pretty shoes. Here he comes. Staying low, turbulent through. 2.44. Two really good runs from the guys from the USA. Coming in next behind them from Israel, Raz Malka. Speaking to Raz earlier today, really nice guy. Here he comes. Raz is deep. He's really deep on the course. He might want to bail out and stay dry. Up, getting a little wet. Up, yep. Every now and then, get a little wet. All right, tough run for Raz from Israel. Behind him, though, Zach Rosser from Australia. I hear Zach He's good on the course. Looks good, keeping the foot below the buoys. Sub 3 second run for Zach Rosser from Australia. Good job. All right, coming up next, the last group of this load. We have Miles Cotman, Abdurrahman, Gerard Burnside, Stefan Bergstrom, Lamberto McAngeli. I'm trying my best with these names, people. So this is our next group coming in. Last 5 competitors from this load. You can see the water just rippling. Wind conditions staying the same, making running this course very difficult for these competitors. Again, last group here, Miles, Abdurrahman, Gerard, Stefan, and Lamberto, the last 5 competitors from this load. All right, here comes Miles Cotman from Australia. There you go, Miles. 2.77 run. He should be happy with that. I know on his first run he might have had a vert, was a little upset. I told him he need longer legs. All right, from Kuwait, Abdurrahman. Hear him coming in. Coming in fast. Solid run. 2.64 for Abdurrahman from Kuwait. Coming in behind him is Gerard Burnside from France. Here we come, Gerard from France. 2.75 for Gerard. Again, Team France looking really good, all of them. All right, behind him, Stefan Bergstrom from Sweden. You could tell by his canopy. Oh. Gerard might have had a vert. No score posted for Gerard. He'll be upset with that. And then Stefan Bergstrom. Where's Lamberto? I apologize. This is Lamberto. Didn't see the score. Sometimes the sun and people in my way couldn't read the score for Lamberto. All right, and that's the last group, I believe, of this load. See the judges walking in, which that indicates that. Again, looking at the screen, just want to thank our sponsors, Skydive Arizona, for hosting this incredible event. Abogado Mas Chingon, title sponsor, UPT. And again, this is an FAI sanctioned event, World Cup event. And again, going on a short break. See you in a few. Stay tuned.
Como un mal vecino.
Tener un accidente ya es bastante malo. No tienes que luchar solo contra las compañías de seguro.
Seguiremos luchando.
Hasta que obtengamos justicia.
Nunca estás solo.
Nosotros siempre estamos en tu esquina.
Con abogado más chingón,
Luchamos por ti.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the 2025 FAI Canopy Piloting World Cup at Skydive, Arizona. Last load for this round, we have the next 5 competitors: Cedric Vejarios from France, Gonzalo Racine from Portugal, Lou Renkai, UAE, V Prib, USA, and Cornelia Mija, UAE. Next 5 competitors coming through. Been talking to some of the judges. The maximum wind speed is 7 meters per second. It's been averaging in the 4-ish. They have had some go over 7. So just to let you know, oh, there I am, back on screen. Hey, everybody. So if it goes over 7 meters per second while the competitor's going through the course, they will get a rejump. So whistle up. Let's go to the action, out to the pond. All right. From France, Cedric. Man, he moves fast. Big boy. Yeah. 2.267. Wow, that's got to be one of the fastest runs right now. Behind him, the world record holder, Gonzalo Racine from Portugal, in his gorgeous blue hair. All right, Gonzalo, a little deep in the course, staying low, really good run. Uh-oh. Don't know if he missed the gate or it was a laser technical. Wasn't sure. He might get a rejump. Not sure. All right, from UAE, Lou Renkai coming in next. Sub 3-second run for Lou Renkai. Good run for Lou from the UAE. Next up, V Prib, USA. V looking solid. Staying below. Keep it below, V. 2837 for V Prib. You could see these competitors reaching down with their legs. They need to stay below that 1.5 meter buoy to keep a good score. All right, one of our female competitors, Cornelia Mija from the UAE. Really good run. Turbulent. 2618. Really good run for Cornelia. All right, that was the first 5 competitors. Next 5 competitors from this load. We have Shane Schaefer, UAE, Aurélien Lemaire from France, Kevin Tetcher, France, Shane Onis from Australia, and Mario Fatoruso from Italy. I wish we could take a look at the wind meters to see what it's reading. It's definitely got to be in the 4+ meters per second. Not just the speed, but it's also the turbulence, the direction. It's coming over the tent, over the buildings. So it's giving these competitors a really tough time to enter that course. I also want to give a little shout out to Ryan from Skydive, Arizona for bringing me some hot tea and lemon for my sore throat. Not used to this dry, deserty air. Nothing like drinking hot tea on a 95-degree day. All right, single whistle means Shane Schaefer is going to be entering the course. Shane from the UAE, representing the UAE. Shane's a little deep in the course, but staying below, reaching, keep the feet down. 255, really good run for Shane Schaefer. All right. From France, behind him is Aurélien Lemaire. Again, watching the practice run, France has been looking really good. All right, here comes Aurélien. Brings it around, lines it up. Looks good. 270 for Aurélien from France. Next behind him is Kevin Techer, also representing France. All right, Kevin Techer. Again, you see them coming in. You watch that canopy. It's bouncing around. That's the turbulence that they're dealing with. These are world-level competitors. Really solid runs from these competitors from France. All right, coming in from Australia, Shane Onus. Here comes Shane, about to enter the course. Staying low. He's going to be happy with that run. 2.422. Really good run for Shane. He'll be happy with that. Behind Shane, we should be having one of the brothers again, Mario Fatarusso from Italy. Him and his brother are part of the PD Flight 1 crew. Mario bringing it around. Another turn. Lining it up. Oh man, he sounds fast. Woo! 2.416. Really good run for Mario Fatarusso from Italy. Next 5 competitors to end this round, round 2 of speed. The last 5 competitors, or 4 competitors. We have Kurt Bartholomew from the USA, the current world champion. Juho from Finland. Abdulbari Kubasi from the UAE. And the other Fatarusso brother, Armando, representing Italy. I had Kurt standing next to me just before. He's the one talking about these conditions, how tough they are. And when you have the world champion talking about how tough conditions are, you know it's really bad out there. But this is part of competition, dealing with the weather conditions. All right, people. Kurt Bartholomew coming in, staying low, keeping his feet down. 2.208. I think that's currently the fastest run, if I'm correct. Not really sure, but I think it might be a 2.208 for Kurt Bartholomew. All right, following him in. Juho from Finland. Beautiful run from Juho. Smooth through the course. All right. Last 2 competitors for this round. Next up, Abdulbari Kubasi from the UAE. Woohoo! I'm stealing that from him. He does that, man, and it just gets the crowd fired up. All right, hear the whistle. Abdulbari, UAE. Ooh, looks good. Keeping it low. 2.646. Really solid run from Abdulbari. Last for this round. Armando Fatarusso from Italy. Setting up for his run.
Load call. Competition load 8. You guys are on a 5-minute call. Competitor
Load call.
52, 50, 53, 37, 38, 35, 39, 47, 45, 46, 49, 48, 44, 40, 41, 42, and 43.
Armando Fatoruso coming through 2.829. Another good run for the other Fatoruso brother from Italy. So that was the end of round 2 of speed. All the competitors are getting geared up. And I see Kurt Bartholomew over here. Maybe I can get a quick word with him. Can I go out there? Yeah. Yep. Over here. All right, everybody. I'm here with Kurt Bartholomew, the current world champion. His last run was a 2.208, currently the fastest run. Kurt, I was under the studio. You were standing next to me before. You're talking about these conditions. Please explain to everybody these conditions.
They're incredibly bad. My canopy was all over the place in the middle of the course. I got massive dropout in the bottom of the recovery arc, and my risers were doing this in the whole course. Like, I can't believe they're still sending us in this. This is a little bit outrageous, to be honest with you.
Listening, we all know Kurt likes to speak his mind, and as the top competitor, man, if he's saying it's tough, these must be really tough conditions, but it's within limits. So guess what? Pack up and go round 3, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
Back to the studio.
Como un mal vecino.
Teniendo un accidente ya es bastante malo. No tienes que luchar solo contra las compañías de seguro. Seguiremos luchando hasta que obtengamos justicia. Nunca estás solo. Nosotros siempre estamos en tu esquina. Con abogado más chingón, luchamos por ti.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, back. Skydive Arizona 2025 FAI Canopy Piloting World Cup. If you look at the screen right now, we have the wind meter. It's been a major factor in the decision on what's happening. To explain what the limitations are, it's 7 meters per second. As I spoke to one of the top judges, when they are about to enter the course, there's a single whistle. From that point to when they finish, if the wind meter goes over 7 meters per second, it's considered a rejump, no matter what. But a lot of the competitors, I've been talking to them on this break, and they're really concerned about the turbulence. So let's keep an eye on what's happening here. But again, round 3 of speed. First group, Roberto Sadi from Italy, Tobias Koh from Germany, Nikolai Permanov from Israel, and Trevor Souter from Australia. All right, we have our whistle. Means competitors about to enter the course. Roberto Sadi from Italy. Coming in, good speed. No, I apologize. That was Gonzalo Resend. Did he have a rejump? Yes, it was Gonzalo. I apologize, people. There's some people that get some rejumps. Did we see who's next? Oh, he got a rejump. A rejump. Yeah. So next competitor, actually, this is a rejump we just had from Gonzalo. Wow, Gonzalo, 2.292. Great run. Again, sorry for that. We had some rejumps. So Shane Onis from Australia will be coming in next. We have back action. We had a possible injury, but okay. All right, people, sorry, we're back at action. All right, folks, we're back at the action here. We had a possible injury, but the competitor is okay. I have to tell you again, these courses with these breakaway buoys are saving lives. That buoy broke away as Shane was coming through, threw him sideways, but yet he had a softer landing than what it looked like. He's walking back to the packing tent. He's okay, everybody. So we're back here to the action. Again, these competitors are coming through this course. They got to be entering the gates at 80 to almost 100 miles per hour. Again, if you were to calculate speeds of 70 meters and people going 2.5 seconds, you'll see how fast they're going over the entire course. Again, that's one of the breakaway buoys. Glad Shane Onis is okay. We have Emily out there, course director, helping set up the new buoy.
All competitors, please head to the packing area.
That's what I thought, yeah. I'm alright. All good.
Okay.
So,
All right, everybody, Sonic here back, Pondside, Skydive, Arizona, 2025 FAI Canpy Piloting World Cup. Meet Director Randy Connold. Just after the last few runs where there was a possible injury due to the conditions, he has put the competition on hold for 2 hours. That's the regulations that they can't just release the competitors. They need to go on a 2-hour hold. Despite the conditions not really look like they're going to improve. And if they don't improve in 2 hours, the meet will be called for today, and we're going to restart tomorrow morning, again with speed, and then going from speed to distance. So right now, 2 hours, check back, and the competition might continue, but looking at the way the things are going, probably not. So if you don't see us back later in 2 hours, first thing tomorrow morning, we're going to be finishing the speed round. So stay tuned. Sonic out from the pond here at Skydive, Arizona for the 2025 FAI Canpy Piloting World Cup. See you in a few.